Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we are headed to Heritage Park Historical Village. It is the second largest living history museum in Canada. It is built over 127 acres of parkland on the banks of the Glenmore Reservoir. This is in Calgary, the city where we live in. We didn't do much because it was already closed, but it isn't our first time to come here. We just like to come and watch the sunset and stuff like that. But there's lots to do if you like historical things and for kids as well. But besides that, I wanted to discuss express entry because I have been requested to discuss it. I did touch on it in one of our very first videos, and today I just want to go much more into detail when it comes to express entry. I mentioned that there are like 3 immigration programs managed by the express entry, which is the Canadian Experience Class, Federal Skilled Worker Program, and Federal Skilled Trades Program. If you want to hear more about that, you can definitely check our first video, my PR story. I think that's what it's called, something like that, or PR story. But without further ado, I'm just gonna be discussing Federal Skilled Worker Program. That's the program that we used to come here, and so it is based on a few points here. So how does the program work? The program has minimum requirements for skilled work experience, language ability, and education. Selection factors are age, education, work experience, whether you have a valid job offer, which is so hard to come by, but hey, especially if you're outside of Canada. But if you're here, then okay, but then you wouldn't be applying for skilled worker. And then English or French language skills and then adaptability, which is how well you're likely to settle here. And these factors are part of a 100-point grade used to assess eligibility for the Federal Skilled Worker Program. You earn points for how well you do in each of the 6 factors. The current pass mark is 67 points, and there are 6 selection factors for Federal Skilled Worker Program, and that if you score 67 points or higher, you qualify for the Federal Skilled Worker Program, and this can be earned by 1, language skills. You get a maximum of 28 points. That means English and or French. It's very important to be able to communicate in one or both of the languages. So this is it's a requirement. You literally have to go for testing for both of them. And you have to be able to write, read, listen, and speak. The benchmark is CLB 7 for English, and for the second official language, which is French, it's CLB 5 or NCLC 5 in all 4 language levels. If you go to Canada.ca, you'll definitely be able to find that. So for CLB 7 means you get speaking. How much is it on speaking? I'll look into that, but I do know the magic number is 8777. So basically, as long as you get 7 on writing, reading, listening, and speaking, you're good. However, if you want to maximize these points, because they do give you 50 extra points, I remember that was during our time. If you get listening, you make sure you score an 8 minimum. If you can do 8.5 or whatever, that is great. So So, and then the rest you do at least 777, you do get 50 points extra, which is amazing. Yeah, and if you're older like me, I needed all the points, to be honest. And then there is education, which gives you 25 points. Then work experience, you get a maximum of 15 points. And then age. So if you're under 18, well, obviously you're not applying by yourself. If you're 18 to 35, you get the maximum points, which are like 12. 18 to 35, you are at, 18 to 35, yeah, at 12. And then when you're at 36, 37, they just keep going down and down. Yeah, and if you do have arranged employment, like the people who do come here, with companies, like they were transferred or something like that, and you do get 10 points. Or if you've by God's miracle, you have an LMIA job, then, you get those 10 points. And then adaptability as well, you get 10 points. And under adaptability, that will also feature your husband's or your spouse's or your partner's language level, your past studies in Canada, maybe you were here and you left, or your partner's, or you worked here before and you left as well. Arranged employment, if you have relatives in Canada, which we didn't, so don't fret. You don't have to have relatives. We didn't have no one, zero. So yeah, that is basically the 6 requirements that you get. Then you also need to have proof of funds. So it depends with how big your family is, and that chart can also be found at canada.ca. It is an amount, so you do need to be prepared, especially, let's say, like this year for a family of 2, you need to have $16,570 in your account, and they increase as the members grow. For one person, it's $13,310. So, but it's doable, trust me. It takes time anyway. It's not like it's just one touch and you're here. So during that time, as you prepare your documents and stuff like that, then you're able to save. Okay, so step 1 was to find if you're eligible, and all that covers eligibility. And then you can check your score, like depending on those points. And then after that, you get your documents ready, which is, I think, the most taxing for me. That was a lot. And then you fill out your profile, and if everything goes well, then you get an invitation to apply, and the story continues after that. Yeah, so I know I didn't go into much details, but if you do have questions, like specific questions, you can ask me. I will still continue to cover express entry, in just thinking of the things that helped me through the journey. And again, I am not an immigration consultant. Disclaimer. This is from the website. I go in, dive in. This is also from my own experience. So thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.